Here's more wrestling news for May 22nd, 2023, and we're starting off this video with Night of Champions, as this weekend, Seth Rollins will face AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship in one of the biggest matches in the lengthy careers of both men. For Rollins, winning the title will end a 4-year World Championship drought, but win, lose, or draw, the Architect will make history in Jeddah. By competing to become the first World Heavyweight Champion of this new title, Rollins will become the first superstar in history to have competed in 3 inaugural championship matches. In 2012, Rollins bested Jinder Mahal to become the first NXT champion, but didn't have such luck when he lost to Finn Balor in 2016 in a match to crown the inaugural Universal Champion. Whether Rollins wins the World Heavyweight title or not, time will tell, but expect a truly history-making performance by the Architect this Saturday. Rollins is hoping to go 2-1 in inaugural championship matches, but he'll have a tall task ahead of him as he'll be facing AJ Styles. The two men are considered 2 of the best on WWE's roster today and 2 of the best wrestlers in the world, so who is going to be leaving Jeddah with the gold? According to the most accurate odds from BetOnline, fans can expect Seth Rollins to be the next World Heavyweight Champion, with the Architect holding a substantial lead over the Phenomenal One. Brock Lesnar is the favorite in his match against Cody Rhodes, while Gunther remains the heavy favorite for his Intercontinental Championship defense against Mustafa Ali. Bianca Belair's reign as Raw Women's Champion is expected to continue, while Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are expected to retain against Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. The fact that Reigns is expected to take a loss in Jeddah will hardly smooth things over within the bloodline, and Night of Champions could prove to be the straw that breaks the camel's back for Roman Reigns' dominant faction. Since coming to WWE, Gunther has been one of the most dominant superstars we've seen in years, having lengthy reigns as NXT UK Champion and Intercontinental Champion. The Austrian has overcome multiple former world champions, including Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler, just to name a few, but he's in no hurry to add Roman Reigns to the list. Speaking about the reigning undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Gunther told DC 101 that he's not wanting to rush into a feud with Reigns, and explained why, saying, "I think there's no rush with that. I think he's doing his thing right now, and I'm very focused on doing my thing. I didn't really have an urge to seek out that confrontation yet, but like you said, down the line, it's one of the matches fans are looking forward to." If WWE does have a feud between the two in the works, it won't be for some time, as Reigns was selected by Smackdown in the recent draft, while Gunther was moved to Raw. It's been reported that WWE considers Gunther a potential top heel for the next decade, and while a feud with Reigns may come eventually, the Austrian is in no rush to make it happen. Since his in-ring debut at WrestleMania 38, Logan Paul has continued to wow fans with his skills in the ring, and even the most cynical of fans have had to acknowledge how talented the Maverick truly is. WWE superstars, legends, and top-tier names such as Triple H have all gone out of their way to praise Paul's work in the ring thus far, and he's now received a huge endorsement by one of the biggest names in the company. Speaking at the Moffett-Nathanson's inaugural Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference, WWE CEO Nick Khan said that entertainment relation folks pitched for Paul to be used in WWE, and that his involvement in WWE has spiked viewership among young audiences. Khan went on to praise Paul as going to be the next big thing, and said that while WWE will always be about full-time talent, the likes of Logan Paul and Bad Bunny have been a huge asset. Older fans will remember that there was a time when a young Brock Lesnar was labeled as the next big thing, which certainly came true. And what do you expect in the future of Logan Paul? At WrestleMania 39, John Cena came up short against Austin Theory, but the former world champion had a heartwarming entrance featuring some young fans from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Cena has granted more wishes than anybody in the history of the program, but the idea for these fans to be involved in his entrance wasn't the idea of Big Match John. During the Today Show, Cena said that it was actually WWE's idea for a dozen or so young fans to have a WrestleMania entrance, and that when he was told, he was immediately on board with the idea. With Cena appearing less and less in recent years, who knows how many more WrestleMania entrances he has to come, but these fans will never forget their special moment inside SoFi Stadium. Now, since his release from WWE in 2020, Matt Cardona has become one of the most popular acts outside the company and has committed to being a dastardly heel. Cardona's work has been so good that many feel WWE will try and re-sign him when the time is right, but the former Zack Ryder has certain conditions that need to be met. Sitting down with Barstool Wrestling, Cardona named his 3 conditions and said that the first 2 are cash and creative. Matt explained that he needs to be paid well and have a solid storytelling before he agrees to return, as he doesn't plan on going back to being just lovable jobber Zack Ryder again. As for the third condition, Cardona said that Steph DeLander would have to come along with him, as the two have proven to work well together on the independent scene. Last week, Matt added another championship to his collection by dethroning Jacob Fatu for the House of Glory Championship. And would you like to see Matt have another chance in WWE? Share your views in the comments. Since leaving WWE, Cardona has been collecting championships from multiple promotions, but now one of his oldest titles has been stolen. At the recent GCW event, I Can't Save You, Steph DeLander defeated Maki Ito, and Cardona faced off against Cole Radrick. Cardona lost to Radrick thanks to interference from Ito and Nick Gage, and after the match, Gage fled the arena with Matt's Internet Championship. In a video after the show, Cardona had a meltdown over losing the title, and DeLander also shared her fury over what transpired on the show. For Matt Cardona, the Internet Championship dates back to his days of trying to get himself over on YouTube with the Z True Long Island story, so there's clearly a ton of sentimental weight associated with the championship. Cardona may have aspirations to return to WWE one day, but right now his focus will be on taking the Internet Championship back from Gage, and expect plenty of action and segments from the two going forward. In 2014, Brock Lesnar conquered The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak in a shocking moment that left the crowd in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome stunned into silence. In the 9 years since that call was made, it has been debated whether the streak should have been ended, and now Stone Cold Steve Austin has shared his 2 cents. In an appearance on Busted Open Radio, Austin made it clear that he didn't like the decision at the time, and he hasn't warmed up to the idea in the near decade since the streak was broken. Austin, however, did say that if someone had to be the one to end The Undertaker's incredible winning streak at the Show of Shows, then Lesnar was probably the best call WWE could have made at the time. For Austin, he saw the streak end in person, as earlier at the event, he had been part of a segment alongside Hulk Hogan and The Rock. The Undertaker would lose just one more time at WrestleMania, that being to Roman Reigns, before retiring with a 26-2 record. And do you think WWE was right to break the streak, or should the Phenom have ended his career with his record intact? And we're ending today with AJ Styles, who is a true veteran of wrestling and is well aware that his career in the ring can't last forever. In recent years, Styles has spoken about his aspirations to transition into a backstage role or coaching gig with WWE once his in-ring career is over, but some second-generation stars could be in the works. Well, speaking on Inside the Ropes, AJ Styles was asked if he'd be open to letting his children join the world of wrestling, and said he is more open to the idea now than he would have been 15 years ago. Styles explained that back then the wrestling world was a much more dangerous place for young wrestlers getting started, with drugs, alcohol, and a bad atmosphere being a serious problem. AJ went on to say that the efforts of WWE in recent years has seriously changed his view on his family becoming wrestlers, and he would be open to training his kids if they asked. Styles did admit that he's not 100% thrilled at the idea of his children entering the family business, but is open to it, and time will tell if any of the Styles family follow in the footsteps of their father.